Hello, my loves. I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being here. But we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And first of all, happy Christmas, everyone. If you're on your own today, don't make it mean anything about you. If you're having to spend it or you feel you're having to spend it with narcissists, this content is also for you. But so many of us are made to feel bad because we are sold like what our life should look like. And actually, when we take our sovereignty and our power back, it's like, I get to choose my experience and not make myself wrong or less than because of it. So I hope you're having a beautiful day with people you love. And if you're not, right, if you're having a day by yourself and it's not conventional, you're a rock star. You get to be unconventional, and you don't get to, it doesn't have to mean anything bad. It doesn't mean you're unlovable. It doesn't mean no one wants you. It's just what you're doing this year, right? Just wanted to say that. Happy Christmas, right? Whatever that means to you, if you celebrate it, even if you don't, it's a day we can all celebrate. Let's talk about the narcissist at Christmas. Now, the narcissist is a soul detached human under the influence, but a spiritual choice of an entity of consciousness that we're calling narcissism, which is why they follow the same sequences, right? Some people are making this overly complicated, right? An overt narcissist is more of an extrovert, more of an extroverted bully. A covert one is more of an introvert, and they all are malignant to varying degrees, right? But what they're going to do at Christmas is going to depend on where you are in the cycle. So remember, the whole thing with a narcissist is a trauma bond cycle. The whole relationship is a trauma bond. They build you up to smash you down. They build you up to smash you down, right? So they might love bomb you. They might try and project the shared fantasy, and you might have emotions because it's Christmas and get sentimental and think, well, maybe they've changed. Maybe we can have a nice time. Maybe, Christmas, any day that's memorable, like birthdays and Christmas, they're going to strike because you're going to remember that day as significant. We attach so much meaning to these days, right? And what we're doing, and everyone's asking, well, what are you doing for Christmas? There's a lot of pressure on us. So the narcissist knows this is an ideal time to strike. They're either going to love bomb and hoover, or they're going to terrorize you, basically, and smash you down, depending on where you are in the cycle. They're very strategic, right? So if the narcissist is suddenly being nice, that's not out of this. They haven't changed. They are not suddenly human. They are not like a nice person. They are playing the cycle, right? One thing you'll notice is the narcissist loves to be the center of attention. So if you're getting a lot of attention on special occasions, that will normally really bring up their rage, because they don't like anyone not to have the spotlight other than them. And what you'll also find is they breadcrumb all the time. They'll do the tiniest little things and they'll want so much praise and attention. It gets so exhausting. When I think about my ex and the tiny things he did that were just standard in a relationship, to be fair, and the amount of I heard this in my family as well, the amount that you have to just praise them over and over and over again, right? So what's going to irritate them is if you're getting the attention. What they want is all the attention. Now, they'll get the attention because they're love bombing. They'll get the attention because they're doing something awful, like passive aggressive. They're late. They don't show up. They'd like to ruin things in some way. But if they're in the love bombing stage of the cycle, just because they're now reigniting the shared fantasy, don't make the mistake of thinking this person has changed. It's all a form of gaslighting. So stay awake. They love ruining special occasions because you'll remember it, or over love bombing you so that you go back into the shared fantasy, the cognitive dissonance, and think, oh, maybe they love me. They'll also do such weird things sometimes. Like narcissists, if they give you a gift, it will be something that they know you don't like. I've seen that with my clients, and it would have nothing to do with you, right? Which is really how they depersonalize you, how they erode your identity and your taste, right? And you should be grateful for everything the narcissist does, by the way. They really expect you to be grateful for any tiny thing. Now, another thing is, if you're having a hard time, if you're sick, for example, they have very much contempt for people with empathy and compassion, humans, right? People who are high on the sensitive scale. If you get sick, if you're tired, if you're going through stuff, they will get very annoyed about that normally. They really have no compassion. They have no empathy. I have had the most brutal things done to me when I got sick before in my life, and was really down by narcissists, making me homeless during a time when I was you know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable how far they'll go. right? Especially if you aren't able to be what they need you to be. Because remember, the narcissist is molding you and shaping you and grooming you into what they need you to be, right? So if you're not able to stroke their ego and feed their energies, you know, they can't siphon your life force and stuff like that, you're actually sick, or you have a problem, or you're having a hard time, or you're not performing in the way they want you to, then they're going to get annoyed about that. So that's another one to think about. So what to do, what to know. Manage your expectations. Don't fall into the lies. Don't fall into the projection, the illusion. Don't expect to have like a perfect Christmas with a narcissist. Just be discerning and set your boundaries and live by your values. And if people are giving you attention, they might kick up. It's about staying safe, but also like not emotionally investing in some idea that this could be, you're not going to have a great time with a narcissist, whether they've sold you the lie or not. Oh, I just want to have a good Christmas, blah blah blah. It's always going to feel off. It's always going to be icky. There's always consequence. They're not in the market for pleasure and joy. They're in the market for trauma and trauma bonding, right? These are not traumatized kids. Most people here have had a lot of trauma and don't go out and try and purposely hurt people. We might react sometimes, but that's different, right? So these guys are just not people who, want happiness. They don't want to build with you. They don't want happiness. And so even if you have a nice time, you'll pay for it later, because they have to. It's part, well, they don't have to, but they've chosen to. Part of the trauma bonding is building up and breaking you down. So if you are in the love bombing stage, and a lot of people who are in the enmeshment, they crave the next Hoover, but that's just part of, like, it's a bit like an addict craving the next hit. It isn't sustainable. They will never, each time it will get worse over time. They'll erode you more and more, and they'll smash you down further. So the thing here to know is, remember what you're dealing with, right? Stay awake. Stay conscious. Don't invest emotionally in them, and know that it's got nothing to do with you. You're not doing anything wrong. They are what they are, right? I hope that's helpful, guys. Please keep liking, subscribing and commenting. Join Sovereign if you can, because that will change your life, and it is worth investing in yourself, right? This is Christmas time when we tend to spend a lot of money on things we don't need. There are payment plans available, and yeah, I would say make 2024 about you, right? You and connections and love and your best life. And the only way to do that is transformation, personal development, healing and growth, right? Lots of love, guys. I'll speak to you soon.